Captain Shane Doan with 2 goals and their goaltender Mike Smith 36 saves in net. The LA Kings unable to find answers for the Coyotes on Sunday. Let's hear what head coach Dave Tippette had to say about his team's efforts.
Yesterday you said that you get to see a full 60 minutes of Coyotes hockey the way your guys can play. Is it fair to say you got that today?
Well, that's the best we've seen in this series, that's for sure. It's, we ended up getting a lead. I thought we competed a lot harder and a lot more battles. That when you do those things, you give yourself a better chance to win. Smith was excellent, and our penalty killing was excellent, and we kind of ground out a win.
Coach Richard Sines, Fox 10 Phoenix. How nice was it to play with a lead for the first time in this series?
Well, I think if you've seen the way our team has played, not just in the playoffs but all year, a lead is valuable for us, and it's it's just one of the traits of our team that we feel probably like a lot of teams in the league. If you get a lead, you feel you can push the game along, and that's exactly what happened tonight. Like I say, our penalty killing was really good when it was called on, and Schmitty was excellent. And our guys competed hard in little things that kind of make the game move ahead for you, and we live for another day.
Joseph DiPolino, New York Times. Dave, is this the first time in this series that your team has been able to play the style it wants to play and dictate rhythm?
Yeah, part of it is getting the lead, and part of it is I just think we had more people jump harder into the battle tonight. And when that happens, you can find some more successes. And the big success of winning is all about what you do to get the win. And I didn't think we were working hard enough in some battles, some key areas, and tonight we were better in those areas. And we got a couple goals, and we made them stand up.
Coach Ted Sobel, KFWB, good win. Talk about how this might affect your psyche going on from here, and do you think you took any of the will out of them at all, the way you played today?
Well, we're worried about how we play and what we have to do. Obviously, our goal going into today's game was to push it home, or we think our fans will be riled up, and we're on home ice, and we got a chance to stay alive again. So, we're going to go home feeling like we can grab some momentum out of this game. There's some areas that we can certainly embrace that we did better in this game than the other games in this series. And you go home and you try to push it along again. We're in the same situation.
Dave, Brad Sussmat, Pros to Preps, Arizona. Shane's effort today, just talk about Donor and what he accomplished for you today.
2 goals, but you don't see all the things that happen behind the scenes in the dressing room, how inspiration it is for the guys there, and how much he cares about this team and winning. And when you can do that behind the scenes stuff, and then you can back it up with on the ice stuff, it speaks volumes for who he is. And that's, we don't have to sit here and talk about Shane Doan. Our players know, the league knows how strong-willed the guy he is, and he went into this game thinking that we don't want to be swept, and that was the effort he put forth, and it's great to see.
Here's the series breakdown so far, with LA leading at 3-1. Penalty minutes in favor of the Phoenix Coyotes. A lot of that undisciplined play. The power play 1 for 13, LA 2 for 23, although they went 0 for 6 on Sunday. Hits dead even, and the faceoff wins the advantage going to the Coyotes. Game 5, Tuesday night at 9 o'clock in the desert. Let's hear from Darryl Sutter on his team's losing efforts.
Okay, here's the question. How come does the media not have deadlines? I've been in the locker room for 40 minutes. Usually after a game, you do it in 5 minutes, right?
Afternoon game, late deadline. Playoffs.
Let's go.
Okay. Darryl, I want to ask you a question about the next game. You guys have been so good on the road. I know you've been asked this a lot, but why have you been so good on the road? And do you have to take that same confidence into the next game?
Well, why is because we're not a home ice team. We've had to start every series on the road, and it's a tough league to get down in a series. It's just like a lead. It's like a lead in the game. You want a 1-0 lead or a 1-0 series lead, and that's the truth.
As far as going into the next game is concerned, though, any concerns whatsoever, or do you feel still confident you're doing exactly what you need to do?
you know, you got to win 4 games, right? They're a home ice team. They finished ahead of us for good reason, right? So there's not much difference in the teams. It's you know, I've said to you guys who aren't used to covering hockey and watching playoffs a lot that the most important parts of playoffs are goaltending, special teams, and how your top players play. So just do it, right? First off, power play. You know, if you just look at zone time, we probably have it in there most of the time, right? Their forwards, you know, you start each series on its own, and we scored the 2, 5, and 3 goals, which made a difference, which won us the game there. And tonight, the power play, we had looks up top, and we took too much time. We basically, I never really looked at it, but I'm going to bet that Gordon, Vermette, and probably Pyatt blocked more shots and pucks just hitting him in the pads, right? So that's, quite honest, that's poor shooting on our part from up top, from guys that are supposed to take that shot.
Darryl, your forecheck has been extremely effective. How were they able to sort of neutralize it today?
They had a really strong forecheck. The biggest chest, quite honest, it was nothing to do with ours, it was theirs. I think that we had some guys had trouble adjusting to the pace of how they played.
They were able to get into a rhythm.
You know, there's not a big, all of a sudden you're not going to stop forechecking because you won a game or you lost a game. It really has no bearing on anything, right? Both teams have an identity. When they play to their identity, then it's a close game. That's what it was tonight. I mean, they score a goal on a goalie rim and a soft play out of the corner on Doan, and they score on a face-off, right? Their captain took charge of the game. Just say what you want.
When we come back on NHL Tonight, we'll take you across the pond for